Hey everyone, I'm King. Welcome back to Kingspade channel. So I got comments and message from players asking which type of monk job class should you go for. Should you go for the heavy glove monk or the light glove monk? If you haven't know it yet, the monk can use two types of weapon, the heavy glove and the light glove. The heavy glove has the attack speed stat, while the light glove have the haste stat. In comparison, it is similar to the longbow and short bow for hunter. So for me, I can be biased because I am a penetration build sniper. I tend to like the light glove haste build monk more. But players also say that after testing the haste type monk, they have trouble on the skill build, specifically about the spirit sphere. You cannot generate enough spirit spheres to activate skill and deal high damage. So in this video, we are going to look into that. Alright, to test on that, we obviously need a monk. So for that, we need to become a monk. And so I switched job to monk just to test it out. Now I am a penetration build sniper, as you already know. So it doesn't take much to change anything. My enchant is mostly Alberta penetration stat for accessory and talisman. My armor on the other hand is Frontera dex stat, which is not much, which also is perfect to test on the monk, since this will not affect on the main stat attribution for monk. But also because I'm a penetration build, it is almost certain that I need to test it on the light glove weapon for monk. The only problem switching to monk is the weapon. Now after the update, we can now transfer the weapon stat to the other weapon provided that they are the same type of weapon, two-hand to two-hand or one-hand to one-hand weapon. In my case, to transfer my sniper longbow upgrade, enchant and refine stat to the monk light glove weapon, I need almost 300,000 diamonds. You know, the longer this game progresses, the more it feels like it is getting harder to play. It's like no matter what new contents are being introduced, it feels like it's impossible for players to benefit from it without using money. The microtransaction, the monetization in this game become worse and worse. It's disheartening, discouraging for players to play it further. Well, that is another topic entirely for another video, but right now, let's focus on the monk. So for this test, I am just going to use a fresh weapon with no upgrade or whatsoever. So for now, I'm going to skip all of my stat for this character. I plan to do another video to compare the AG and the strength stat. So in this video, we are going to skip all that and quickly test on the skill. So first, we need all of the passive skill for monk. For acolyte skill, we need the blessing and the increased agility skill. Blessing skill can increase the strength stat. The increasing agility skill increase the AG stat. Next, we need the Iron Fist, Cold Spirits and Zen skill. This skill increase the monk attack for every spirit sphere summon. Next, we need the Gentle Touch energy gain and the Rising Dragon skill. This skill will increase the spirit sphere summon upper limit to 10 and also shorten its summon duration to 2 seconds. And another passive skill that you want to activate is the Assimilate power. This skill will have 10% chance to summon extra spirit sphere whenever you use some of the skill. And lastly, the Spirit Sphere Mastery skill. This skill will add physical penetration by 10% for every Spirit Sphere that you have. Now first, we need to know which buff need to be activated first. That will give more stat. The Acolyte skill, Blessing and Zen skill of course need to be casted first, so they will be in the beginning of the skill slots. And after that, it comes to either the Critical Explosion skill or the Rising Dragon skill. These two skills should be used together one after another. You should use this skill in such a way that the critical explosion is to be used first, then the Rising Dragon skill to be used after that. The critical explosion will use up all of the spirit sphere and add with critical explosion mark for every spirit sphere used. The critical explosion mark will increase your damage for every stack. So if you have 5 spirit sphere, using the critical explosion skill will give you 5 critical explosion mark. The Rising Dragon skill when used will stack up another 5 critical explosion mark and also summon another 5 spirit sphere after that. So now you will have 10 stack of critical explosion mark and also 5 spirit spheres. Now what happens if you use the Rising Dragon skill first? Using the Rising Dragon skill first, you will get 5 critical explosion mark and 10 spirit spheres. Now it looks a lot and you probably think you have a lot of spheres to be used on other skills, but if you use the critical explosion after that, all 10 of the spirit spheres will be consumed to get 10 critical explosion explosion mark. It do not add up to the existing 5 marks, it overrides it. So now you have 10 marks with no spirit sphere. So this skill lineup is critical to make sure that you have enough spirit sphere to be used on the monk skill. Next, let's try on the spirit sphere attack skill. This will transform the normal attack to range attack. Now the monk can attack from afar. This skill also increases the monk skill attack range, somewhat similar to Hunter's Vulture's Eye skill, but without the physical damage bonus effect. We're going to test the Investigate skill, Key Wave, and the Finger Offensive skill first. But before that, I'm going to adjust the skill level so that it will have 0 skill variable cooldown. Immediately, you can see that the spirit spheres cannot generate fast enough for the skill to be used, resulting in low DPS. Next, I'm going to take out the Key Wave skill. It have the lowest damage among the 3 skills. Maybe with less skill, we will have more spirit sphere to be used on skills that deal more damage. Now it seems that the Finger Offensive skill use all of the Spirit Sphere. The Finger Offensive skill will consume 2 Spirit Spheres on normal condition. Under Critical Explosion start, it can consume maximum 4 Spirit Spheres. On top of that, this skill do not have skill cooldown, so it will use the Spirit Sphere all the time, making the other skill can't be used. Having no Spirit Spheres also means that we do not get the AG multiplier benefit. Having that in mind, let's use skills that do not have to consume the Spirit Sphere. There are also some skills that do not consume the Spirit Sphere. So I'm just going to show you what skill works for me. I tested any combinations that I can think of, and I'm going to tell you why these combinations work. And I'm going to also tell you why I don't use the other skill. So the skill that I pick is the Palm Push Strike skill, Power Velocity skill, and Earthshaker skill. Palm Push Strike skill do not use Spirit Sphere, and it has 600% skill damage, which is among the highest damage skill for the monk. On top of that, it has a low fixed cooldown. I said this is a great skill. The Power Velocity skill, this also do not use Spirit Sphere. Not only that, it increases the damage dealt and have the chance to generate Spirit Sphere. The downside of this skill is that it has a long skill cooldown, so you need to adjust the skill level when using it. Next, the Earthshaker skill. This is also one of the highest dealing damage skill for monk. It deals 3 times, with each one deal 420% damage, amounting to 860% damage. It uses 3 Spirit Sphere, but what I like about this skill is that it has low fixed cooldown at 8 seconds. In 8 seconds, you can generate 4 Spirit Spheres, 1 Spirit Spheres every 2 seconds. So by the time this skill can be used again, you already have enough Spirit Spheres to use it. You can keep on using this skill without running out of spirit spheres. Alright, while the other skills I do not use. The blade stop skill is similar to finger offensive skill. It uses 2 spirit spheres at normal state, use 4 spheres in critical explosion state, and have no cooldown. You will know that this skill will use up all of the spirit spheres just like finger offensive skill, so we will not use this for auto farming. The body relocation skill is actually great. It deals 600% skill damage. It only uses 1 spirit sphere and has 6 seconds skill cooldown. This skill for me is situational. You can use it for AFK farming, but you will be jumping around, making it suitable for PvP rather than PvE. Spirit Sphere Blaster. This skill actually is my preferable skill as well to be included in the list of the skills that I mentioned just now, because it only uses 1 spirit sphere and have low fixed cooldown. But I think this skill is bugged. It cannot be triggered when put it on auto. I hope this gets fixed soon. Extraordinary and Steel Body skill I use for PvP. Extraordinary skill remove negative status. Steel Body give damage resistance and recover HP. The Curse Circle and Howling Lion are also for PvP. Curse Circle give curse status to the target. Howling Lion give fear status to the target. Although you do not consume Spirit Sphere, the skill damage is rather low and have a long cooldown. The Tiger Cannon skill description is bugged. You can see the skill description is the same with the Ride in Lightning skill, but this is what the skill do. Yep, it has a long casting time, 6 seconds, but it deals a lot of damage. This may be useful in MVP hunt. The Ride in Lightning skill will use all of the spirit spheres, with each spheres deal 300% damage. This skill also deal a lot of damage. I think this is the light glove version of the heavy glove Asura strike skill. Both deal a lot of damage, but since it will use all of the spirit sphere, then we are not going to use it for auto farming. That being said, let's look at the skill combo. You can see that the spirit sphere is not being used entirely, but at the same time we have a good DPS. Seeing how much Spirit Sphere we have from this skill combo, we can actually put in some skill that use Spirit Sphere to add more DPS. For that, I'm going to add in the Investigate and Key Wave skill. Both have 4 seconds skill cooldown and use only 1 Spirit Sphere. In 4 seconds, you can generate 2 Spirit Sphere, and it is just right for this skill to be used again. Now, let's test this skill combination. Alright, that is the damage output. So far, this combination dealt the highest DPS during my test. It has good damage and also will not run out of Spirit Sphere. You can consider this skill combination to be used for auto AFK farming. Or if you have your own skill combination that you use, please let me know at the comment section below. Next video, I will test it on using AG and Strength stat and see which one will deal more damage. So stay tuned for that video. Alright, that's it for this video. This time video shoutout goes to... Thank you for always supporting me and this channel. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. And also don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. That's it for now. I'll see you on the next video. And as always, happy playing. Bye bye.